Why, hello everybody. Today we're gonna talk about basically how to basically add a lot more theme to this great game, which already has a lot of theme by itself, but how we can add more to it, and also how to add this to the current campaign which I have made for Elder Signs and Manchester Madness. They all tie into this massive campaign. All right, and for those who just wanna know about how to add this to the campaign, the way I do it is um, basically if you play Pandemic and you win, you get to skip the god that's currently at. So what the story behind it will go is that the world government manages to stop the gods, the cults of the gods, and so basically you get to skip that god. On top of that, I would retheme it. I won't even call it Pandemic. I call it Cultdemic, and I would rename the diseases. For example, I would call this Azathoth, and this is Shub Niggurath, the Black Goat. You got Hastur, the King Yellow, and you got Cthulhu. And so basically, that's how I edit the campaign. Now I don't punish them for losing because Pandemic is a hard game to win. And if you start punishing people for a game they hardly win, they're never gonna want to play it. And I buy games to play, so that's very important. So how do I add more theme to it? Well, simply put, I am miniatures. For me, I use the Temple of Cac models, the adventurers from Fantasy Flight, to represent the investigators for the world government. But today, I got them kept somewhere else, so I'm going to use the Mansions of Madness models. So, for example, for the meeples for Pandemic, what I'll do is I'll use, there you go, just something like that. And the Temple Cac models about the same size, and you can see they fit really well because you can still see the, the pieces, the capitals and everything. They fit really well, easily maneuverable. And for me, whenever they hit 3 cubes, what I would do is I would actually add, for example, a monster from Mansions of Madness. Now, of course, you can see what the problem is that you basically it covers the capitals. And for me, I play the game enough, and my geography is okay, so it doesn't really bother me. But actually, that's a very easy way to solve it. Is basically if you pluck it out of the base here, it's actually very manageable, exactly like this. So, but for me, I like to keep my miniatures in good condition. So, but it's a really easy solve. So just pluck it out, and basically you can imagine like you got 7, Hound of Tinderlaws. You got different zombie models and everything out there. How it adds to the whole effect of like the Cthulhu mythos. And that really adds to the theme and really gets you into the theme of it. But on top of that, there are different ways you can play the game. Example, if you're playing this solo, solo as in by the game by itself with your friends and all, you can re-theme it so many ways. I'll give you another example is if you're playing Warhammer, you can easily rename these gods, the Chaos Old gods, like Khorne, Slanesh, Nurgle, and Tzeentch. The character models, you can use the Warhammer Quest models, and on top of the different demon models you can use to add that. And recently I've been reading this massive tome of a book, The Legend of Sigmar. I'm going to do a review on that when I finish. And so basically you use them like empire models and how they're trying to keep the empire together. And the red one, for example, is like the orcs. So you can imagine like infection, and you add this model here. Especially the like banners, like this. Imagine like 6 of those just all around. It really adds to the theme. And for this one, you can like make the different factions attacking the empire will be like the orcs. To the west is the Skaven. To the south is the Skaven. To the west is the lizard men. In the north, you got Chaos, the Norse. And example for me, I don't have I don't collect too many of the factions, but example you got goblins instead. You can add that there. And example, if like 2 infections, you can imagine you can put that right there like this. Pretty cool. But of course, like it will becomes an issue, like with the Mansions of Madness one. Like let's say that you add a yellow cube there, you can just put it there. or like with the orc one, if the infection, you can just put it right there. You see, so actually it works. Basically, if you're afraid of the space, and just get models with smaller bases. Example, like um, the goblin's base is really much smaller, so you can just get the models like that. Especially with the lizard man, you get the skinks. So really, it's not an issue. It's just, yeah, actually everything works quite well. At least I've been trying it, and I not had an issue. Except, yeah, just the biggest one was just activity. I had to take this out of the base, which is not an issue because I don't glue it down. And that's basically how I team it. And it really adds to the effect. Example, especially with this one where you have the banners all around. People really get into it, and in a way you can add a campaign to that, but I feel Pandemic is a bit hard to add to a campaign because you often lose, so it's kind of hard to keep the story going without getting too grim. But yeah, basically adding it to the Elder Signs campaign, I feel worked very well. And if you're playing the game by itself with your friends, you can add the miniatures and they add a whole lot of difference. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you try it on your own games, and till next word.